What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Thank you again for taking the time out to check out my videos and my page. If you like my material and content, please think about subscribing, like, and comment. Share the video if you enjoyed it, if you found it informative. I wanted to talk about a poll that I saw on Twitter, and I saw the article of the poll. I will put it in the description so you guys can read it as well. But I want to break it down for you because it was very, very disingenuous. It basically, the title is Joe Biden has a tremendous lead. I'm paraphrasing the title, but it will be in the comment section. Description. So you can check it out for yourself. But it was basically saying that Joe Biden had a huge lead, and that poor little Bernie Sanders basically had no chance to take down the titan that is former Vice President Joe Biden. And as always, it's a CNN poll, so my alarms go off right away. I did a video weeks ago about the same thing, saying that Bernie Sanders' campaign was dead. Citing the same things, that his support of the African American community did not support him, and that was fake news. He is very popular with young voters in the black community, so that was exposed again. The same methodology that they keep using over and over and over again, oversampling and undersampling. And this poll is no different. So I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to give you the numbers. You can read it. You can read the article for yourself. But I'm going to give you the numbers here right now. So 1,007 people were polled or interviewed. It says interviewed on the phone by landline or cell phone. 33% were Democrats. 26% were Republicans. 41% were independents. Okay, right there off the bat, we have the majority of this poll are independents. And from the past and present, and most likely the future, who is the candidate to get the most independent votes? And usually it is Bernie Sanders. But for some reason, Joe Biden polled in this poll 39% to Bernie Sanders 16%, and then it whittled down to each candidate from there 2%, 2%, 2%, 5%, 2%, that kind of thing, because it's about like 25,000 Democrats running right now. One bright spot for me was, since I am supporting Tulsi Gabbard, she's at 2% now. That's the only thing I can take away. Like, okay, all right, she doubled in support, But if you go down to the numbers, something was very fishy. I was like 41% of independents and 33% Democrats. Republicans, I already know, like a majority of Republicans don't like Bernie Sanders' policies, and they would like a Joe Biden because he's more of a nothing's going to change type of candidate. So I'm not going to discount, because Bernie he has some crossover appeal. I believe Tulsi Gabbard has much more crossover appeal, but that's just me. So yes. So we're talking about 41% of independents and 33% of Dems favor Joe Biden over Bernie Sanders. And then if you go into the numbers, this is what happened. They oversampled older voters, because if you break it down, it says 18 to 34 not available. And what does that mean? What it means is that they didn't poll enough people to even count, to be counted in this poll. So they couldn't find enough, or they just didn't give a damn. And me being the person that I cannot stand CNN, I'm leaning towards they didn't give a damn to even look for more. And then it gets worse. 35 to 49, not available. And then after 50 and on, it keeps going. They had enough to sample older voters. Bernie Sanders, same, and it goes for Biden, not available. Bernie Sanders, not available. And those age brackets. Why is that? And we scream it to the hilltops every time because Bernie does well with younger voters. We're talking about 18 to 49. You're telling me you couldn't find enough people in this poll, and you dare, go forward with this narrative that Bernie is losing, 39 to 16, and you're oversampling older voters, and don't even bother to have at least a fair enough polling data. So we're talking about 1,007 people were interviewed. So out of that 1,000, there were literally no one, 18 to 49, polled. If they were polled, it wasn't even enough to be counted. That's how bad and disingenuous this poll is. Because they're going forward with Bernie has no chance. But they're not polling the very voting bloc that favors Bernie Sanders. And then we go forward and you have the corporate hacks tweeting this out, Facebooking it out, writing articles about it. Biden is it. Biden's the front runner. This and this. He raised $6 million in 24 hours and more than Bernie. But what they don't tell you is that Bernie's first 24 hours, he had over hundreds of thousands of individual donations. Hundreds of thousands. I think it was 150 to 200,000 donations that day. Biden didn't even crack 100,000. So Biden had more money given to him, but less people going out to donate to him. That's what they're not telling you. Everything is in the details, people. You got to dig deeper. When you see these corporate polls and they're going out with it, whenever you see Biden on top, always take a second, third, fourth, fifth look at it, because there's always something going on that will raise your eyebrows. But I just needed to go. Oh, and another thing that made me laugh, I commented on Dave Save America Tulsi Gabbard's page. He was talking about this very poll, and I commented and I pointed out that it does say that out of the older voters that they polled, 60% knew little of Biden's past or policies. 60% of the voting bloc knew little or nothing about Biden's past or policies. So they're pushing the narrative that Biden is a champion and he's going to win the Democratic nomination with voters that are ill-informed. And I'm not knocking them because it happens. Everybody's very busy. This is a knock on CNN and in the polling place. They're pushing the narrative that he's the champion, and they're taking the word of people that don't even know his policies or even know his past. That he voted for NAFTA, but he claims to be a union man, and he voted for NAFTA to send our jobs overseas and destroy the middle class and middle America. They're not going to say that because they don't know, because corporate media won't let you know that. They won't let you know that because they want Biden, because he's another Obama. He's another extension of George Bush. He's another extension of the deep state. He's another extension of the military-industrial complex. Joe Biden just recently said that we have to back Guaido in his coup in Venezuela. Like, this is what we don't need. We don't need more regime change wars. We need somebody that's going to stand up to the deep state, who's going to stand up to the military-industrial complex. We don't need a Biden. I'm even worried about Bernie Sanders. But this video is going towards the polling. Just to give you a word of advice, if you see a poll with Joe Biden on top, take a second look. Give me your thoughts, guys. What do you think about the poll? Do you trust CNN polls or any poll with any attachment to corporate media? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.